WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Thanks for staying up with us tonight. I'm Cash Matlock. Mississippi's new COVID-19 cases rise above the 2,000 mark once again. The State Department of Health is reporting 2,205 new cases and 48 new deaths. There are also 236 long-term care facilities reporting an outbreak. More than 148,000 people in the state are presumed recovered from the virus. This means there's more than 30,000 presumed active cases in Mississippi. Right now in our area, Lowndes County has the most new cases with 145. Lee has 101. Union has 61. Oktibbeha has 53. Monroe 45. And Pontotoc has 39. You've heard COVID-19 warnings from the state's top leaders, but the state health officer is issuing a call to action to all leaders. Courtney Ann Jackson explains.
Make some hard decisions to protect your folks, even if it's a little bit unpopular. It's time for leaders to lead.
State Health Officer Dr. Thomas Dobbs continues that call to action through social media. Sunday, calling out leaders at home, school, houses of worship, and work.
Dr. Dobbs is 200% correct that those of us who sit in the seat must provide leadership, and we cannot, I think, escape the responsibility for leadership by blaming the people.
New Hope Baptist pastor Dr. Jerry Young says they've not only maintained virtual-only services, but worked to provide resources through food and mask giveaways and an upcoming COVID-19 testing. He agrees it takes more than politicians giving a list of do's and don'ts.
The church is one of perhaps the most effective ways to communicate with our community. I don't think there's any question about it.
Now that the vaccine has arrived to the state, Representative Tom Miles believes it's the next opportunity for leadership.
Thursday, I issued the challenge to all elected officials across the state of Mississippi and even across the country that we as elected officials should lead by example. After all the frontline workers have taken their vaccine, that we should volunteer to take the vaccine so people will see that it's safe.
Tupelo Mayor Jason Shelton says he's had to fight political opposition from those who don't believe the science, but they're finding new ways to get more voices involved in a new public awareness campaign.
It is of the utmost importance to have community buy-ins. Take a step away from the politics and get to the brass tacks of, hey, this is still a serious issue and lives are at stake.
Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
Clouds on the increase all day long, and now we have some rain out there, some showers showing up on radar, maybe even a few sleet pellets there, or maybe a few snowflakes northwest of Eupora. But in general, we have temperatures that are well above freezing right now. But on our northwestern fringe here, where we are now in the mid to upper 30s, we could see a little bit of sleet or snow trying to mix on into some of that rain. But most of us will have rain. Low 40s southeast tonight, mid to low 30s to the northwest. Northwest of the trace, that would be the best chance for a snowflake or two. But we don't really anticipate any impacts here. Your full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Keith. Well, the first doses of COVID-19 vaccine have arrived at the North Mississippi Medical Center. 1,930 doses of the Pfizer vaccine arrived this afternoon at NMMC in Tupelo. Those will go to frontline workers and highest risk patients throughout the NMMC system. The first vaccinations will be given in the next couple of days. NMMC Director of Pharmacy Wes Pitts says it's amazing that the vaccine was developed and distributed so swiftly.
Historically, when you think about vaccines, you have to take the live virus and grow that and then either knock it down enough to where it doesn't infect people or completely inactivate it before you can develop vaccine. These new technologies that we have, they were able to actually do the genetic sequencing on the coronavirus vaccine and share that worldwide. So you have a global initiative to do that.
Pitt says the Pfizer vaccine requires 2 doses, the initial dose followed by a booster 20 days later. As the number of ICU beds continues to dwindle in Mississippi, health leaders are changing the process of how critical patients are being transferred. The State Department of Health issued an order saying patients that need critical care and cannot be accommodated in the normal transfer process will now go through the state. This comes as more patients need a higher level of care during the pandemic, but there are fewer ICU beds. In this case, the health department will direct patients to be taken to an available ICU bed. If there are no beds available, hospitals will be chosen on a rotation basis based on location and resources. This order is through December 24th, but could be extended. Right now, there are 1,319 people in hospitals across Mississippi with confirmed or suspected COVID-19 symptoms. 310 of those patients are in ICU. The Department of Health's website shows no ICU beds are available in the Golden Triangle and only 8 in Tupelo. Statewide, there are only 87 open ICU beds. Well, 2 men are charged with attempted murder and robbery in connection with a Starkville shooting. Police arrested 24-year-old Rodriguez Lockett and 35-year-old John King Jr. for the December 7th incident. In an affidavit, police allege a backpack was taken from the victim and that at least one suspect had a handgun. Investigators say more arrests are likely. The Starkville men remain in jail. The shooting happened on Reed Ridge Circle. A 29-year-old victim was airlifted to a hospital outside the area after the early morning gunfire. SPD did not update the victim's condition today. Officers are asking others to come forward with information as the investigation continues. A Starkville man is charged with sexual battery and burglary. Oktibbeha County investigators say deputies were called to a domestic dispute on Harris Road on December 13th. After investigating, 28-year-old Arthur Gillespie was arrested. That is, deputies say Gillespie and the alleged victim knew each other. He remains in the Oktibbeha County Jail on a $20,000 bond. Well, with a new roundabout open in Columbus and another one expected to be ready in January, area drivers may need time adjusting to the new traffic flow. WCBI's Stephen Pimpo went for a drive to find out firsthand the best way for drivers to navigate the new intersections. Take a look.
Roundabouts can speed up traffic and reduce the number of crashes in busy areas. But they can take time for local drivers to get used to.
We just wanted to make sure that drivers in the Columbus area know how to use the roundabouts because it is a new traffic control device for some people.
For Columbus drivers, the roundabout at the intersection of Military Road and Highway 82 opened up the week of Thanksgiving after being closed for construction for much of November. The roundabout features newly paved roads with new lights and new curbs to increase the flow of traffic at one of Columbus's busiest roads. The one downtown near 2nd and Main Street isn't far behind. This mini roundabout project has been under construction since July and is meant to cut down on the number of accidents that happen as drivers come into town. But for that to happen, drivers need to remember some simple rules when using those roundabouts. First, slow down.
Roundabouts are built to allow you to continue moving without having to come to a complete stop, but they are built so that you'll slow down.
Next, no matter how much you want to be polite, keep going.
When you're in the roundabout, you've got the right of way. Don't stop. The drivers behind you won't be expecting that.
Finally, stay in your lane and give large vehicles like tractor trailers their space.
Smaller passenger vehicles are able to navigate the roundabout on the roadway, but for some of those larger vehicles, they may need to take up the entire lane and their truck tires can ride over part of that apron.
Ultimately, Ponder says drivers can't go wrong with a little patience.
Slow down and be patient. Some drivers are going to adjust quickly, and some drivers may be encountering it for the first time.
In Columbus, Stephen Pimpo, WCBI News.
Ponder also says that while the Military Road and Highway 82 roundabout is open, crews are still working outside of the lanes along the shoulders. He says they hope to be finished by the end of January. City engineer Kevin Stafford hopes to have the mini roundabout downtown open around the same time, weather and contractors permitting.
Our first alert forecast tonight, we've got a wonderful pup, Henry, in the holiday spirit. Check out that candy cane, that toy. Tomorrow, some rain early, and then we'll just have some dry conditions, breezy, cool all day long, highs in the 40s. But again, rain this evening and tonight into tomorrow morning. Your full 7-day forecast is next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Just a few more days until we officially get to winter. Monday morning at 4:02, the 21st. Now, oddly enough, that evening, if you look to the southwest, just after sunset, we will have a conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter. The closest they'll be in the sky, it seems like in hundreds of years, and they're going to be clustered very, very close. Will almost look like one star, but technically two planets. You'll be able to see two very bright objects on the southwestern horizon. Today we've had some clouds coming on in from the southwest in Louisville, Mississippi. You can see our time lapse right there. Rain showers now Plotting on radar, let's zoom on in where we have the steadiest band just south of Vardaman and Calhoun City. Right along there, Highway 9 in Calhoun County, some wet weather for you. There could be a little bit of sleet, maybe a snowflake in that too. You're a little bit cooler back in our northwestern counties right now, but the actual freezing line is just off to our northwest, and we will be teetering on the brink of freezing across the northwestern areas, northwest of the Natchez Trace as we go throughout the overnight hours. Mainly rain for us, a light, maybe occasionally steady rain around here, but on the northwestern fringe you saw a chance for maybe a few snowflakes. We don't really anticipate any major problems here. But it's possible. Rainfall potential, not as much as what we were advertising earlier, but there's still going to be some rain out there. It's going to be a little bit warmer across the southeastern areas. Columbus, low 40s, back to the northwest, Oxford at 33 degrees. So you get northwest of the Trace, it will be a little bit cooler, and that's why we do have that small, and I mean small, chance for a little bit of snow out there later on tonight. For you in Tupelo tomorrow, we start out around 40 degrees or the upper 30s. Rain chances go down by midday, but those clouds will be very persistent all day long, and the wind will pick up from the northwest too at about 10 to 15 miles per hour or so. Our zone forecast shows a lot of cloud cover, rain chances early, and then it will just be breezy and cool as we get into the afternoon hours. Now, here's the big picture. There's going to be a big snowstorm that will evolve out of our rain tonight across the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. Several feet of snow possible there, but around here, high pressure will slide back in and clear things out as we get into your Thursday and Friday. 40s tomorrow, 40s on Thursday, 52 Friday. Cool overnights there. Another chance for some showers Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. Mostly cloudy Sunday. Overall, not too bad for your weekend for some of that last-minute shopping. Warmer early next week.
Coming up after the break, we're going to have more on screen time and how it could be damaging to the eyes. More on this after the break.
You're watching WCBI News at 10 p.m. with Cash Matlock.
Welcome back, everyone. When the pandemic shut down schools across the country, the idea was to protect children's health. But the switch to remote learning means long hours in front of a computer. Nancy Chin reports about the concerns for children's eyesight and what steps might help.
Angie Oberholzer has always put strict limits on her son's screen time, encouraging time outdoors and playing games. But when their school in Scottsdale, Arizona switched to remote learning, all bets were off.
When this all happened and they switched online, I mean, they went to now being on a screen from 8 to 3.
She worries about how all that computer time will affect their vision.
I see so many kids at the school with glasses at young ages, and I keep asking people, why are so many kids in glasses? Why are they glasses? And I keep getting the same answers, the screens.
In fact, the nation's vision has been deteriorating for decades.
The data from the 70s, when I started in practice, nearsightedness was about 25% of the population. Today, it's over 40%.
Optometrist Scott Edmonds says parents can take steps to protect their children's eyes, like making sure they're at least 30 inches away from their screens. And he recommends following the 20-20-20 rule.
Every 20 minutes, they should look away from the computer out into the distance at an object 20 feet or greater for 20 seconds.
New York City is struggling to keep its schools open, and across the country, millions of children are learning partly or totally online. Staring at screens can also lead to fatigue and headaches, and possible long-term effects from blue light radiating directly into the eyeball.
We're concerned that the blue light over a lifetime can cause changes to the retina that would be manifest as age-related macular degeneration.
Oberholzer puts blue light filters on the boys' computers to limit the exposure and makes sure when schoolwork is done, screen time is over. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Dr. Edmonds says for developing nearsightedness, the age group between 9 and 20 is most at risk. The Schuler brothers are squaring off for the first time. Next in sports, how the Ole Miss guard's relationship with his brother grew stronger.
Here's sports with John Sokolow.
If you followed Ole Miss men's basketball this year, the first name that likely comes to mind is Devontae Shuler. He's played in 100 games in his Rebels career, and it's likely none will be more emotional than Wednesday's. That's when he squares off with his brother, Dontrell. That'll be the first time the two brothers play each other. Dontrell plays for Middle Tennessee State, and they're eagerly anticipating the matchup.
Like, we always telling each other secrets, you know, playing, going outside, making bets on games and playing one-on-one. And, you know, we both crying. One of us crying after the other one win. So, you know, we're really close.
We really just got a great bond. Like, we really been through a lot together, so we can just create this type of bond to where we just stick with each other no matter what.
Devontae and Dontrell are the youngest of 8 Schulers. The 1-year age difference made them inseparable growing up. They played on 3 teams together as kids, and now they'll be on the same hardwood, just in different uniforms.
Honestly, it is going to be pretty weird, you know, seeing him from growing up and us being together and us being on the same court.
It's going to be one of the things where it's just like, wow. Like, I think throughout the game, we have, like, some little moments I'll be like, dang, like, I'm really playing against my brother. Like, I really see my brother across the court. Like, you know what I mean?
The strength of the relationship was relied on during a family tragedy. In August of 2019, their father was found dead under his car. Their sister, Danella, said it broke all of the siblings.
He's the reason why I got through a lot of times where I was frustrated, feeling anxiety, some depression. Like, he was the one that was just like, it's cool, man. I feel the same way. It's like we was able to just lift each other up because we knew we wasn't alone.
Our dad always been with us forever in our life, and, you know, seeing that happen, you know, that just made us go harder. You know, it makes us destined for greatness, and, you know, I kind of think that tragedy happened kind of proves a point. You have to take one away to bless all.
It was good for them to come together after my dad passed. I think it brought them closer.
Now their bond is stronger than ever, and it'll be put aside during Wednesday's game, and most of the family will be in attendance.
Just having both Schulers out there, man, you know, real blood, same father, same mother. It's all great, man, just playing together. So that's what I like about it.
I feel like this is going to be one of the most exciting games I had in my college career, and I'm going to try to not make it easy for him.
I'm going at his throat hard. Yeah, he knows it, though. And I know he's coming at me, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be one to watch. I can say that much.
Hoops in the pavilion. Coach Yo and Ole Miss taking on Jackson State first quarter. Danetta Johnson on the drive. The beautiful dish to 5-star freshman Madison Scott for the and one. And then a little later, Caitlin McGee, wide open, stepping back for 3 from the top of the key. That's butter. 17-10 Rebs. The offense had some nice ball movement. Scott to Taylor in the corner. That's a bucket right there, 21-12 Ole Miss. Second quarter, Rebs on the fast break. Shakira Austin with another big game. Dimes one to Johnson for 2. Austin finishes with 22 and 12. Ole Miss wins 89-65, 5-0 on the season. Mississippi State football gave defensive coordinator Zach Arnett a contract extension. The Bulldogs defense only behind Alabama, Georgia, and Texas A&M in yards per game allowed in the SEC, helping lead the way on both sides of the ball. For State has been young guys, true freshman quarterback Will Rogers and wide receiver Jaden Wiley leading the team in yards at their respected positions. A freshman-led offense is something even head coach Mike Leach never anticipated.
Playing this many true freshmen, I never thought it would happen, and I didn't. To be honest, I didn't think it was possible. Anytime you play young guys, it's tough for the present, and it's promising for the future. And then the exciting part, I mean, it's like being on a roller coaster. It kind of hit your head and say, what the hell did I just watch? What was he thinking? And, you know, and you got to get it all reined in. So that's we're in that process with a lot of guys.
The Ole Miss Rebels look to close the regular season with a winning record in SEC play, a great step forward in year one. But before playing LSU Saturday, the Rebs have another battle they're trying to win Wednesday. That's right, that's signing day. Kiffin and his staff with a year under the belt, primed to take things up a notch, currently posting the 18th ranked class nationally, which comes as no surprise to anyone around the program.
This class will be a lot better, you know, like we said it would be, even though with the COVID issues. And just proud of our assistant coaches. It hasn't been easy. I think that not having a game last week really helped us a lot. We spent a ton of time on Zooms and basically doing home visits with kids on a screen. So it's been really neat, and we're not done yet. So I think you're going to see some more exciting things in the next 48 hours.
We'll be right back.
Frosty the Snowman has popped up in downtown Columbus, but now we have some rain. No snow in Columbus right now, 40s, and it looks like showers will be possible all evening and all night long. You can see some of that rain popping up on radar. So mainly rain tonight. If you live northwest of the trades, a slight chance for maybe a few snowflakes mixing on in with that. We'll dry things out Thursday, Friday, more rain possible Saturday, and a little bit warmer as we get into early next week. Christmas week, can you believe it? Getting closer and closer.
Unbelievable, and I hope we can make it out of 2020 unscathed by the weather.
We'll see. Get close.
Speaking too soon. Thank you, Keith. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow.